Hi everyone, I'm going to take you through a quick little problem just to help you on the test. Here we obviously have an absolute value function. You should know instantly just by looking at this that the plus 3 is going to shift the graph up 3 and the plus 4 next to the input is going to shift the graph to the left 4. Okay, so you need to be able to identify that. Graph this. You can use a graphing calculator. Remember, the math key is where you're going to find the absolute value bars. Math, push over to the second column, first option. But really for this, I don't need a graphing calculator. I know I can move this over 1, 2, 3, 4 to the left, and then a shift up, 1, 2, 3. My vertex is going to be right there. There's no number in front, so this is not a vertical stretch or shrink. There's no negative to do a reflection about the x-axis. So I know the graph is going to be going up like this. Okay. You could also just double check, like if I plugged in a -3 in for x, -3 plus 4 is 1, absolute value of 1 is 1, 1 plus 3 is 4. So it makes sense when x is -3, my y value, the outcome, is a 4. Okay, let's show an example where we're going to write a new function, in this case, g of x. We're first going to do a reflection. So remember, with a reflection, we need to really multiply the entire rule by -1, which really just means I'm going to put a negative in front, so that takes care of the absolute value part. And then you also need to take that 3 and turn it to its opposite. Okay, so remember, a reflection about the x-axis, this v that's pointing up, 3 units up, is now going to be down here at -3 and pointing down. Okay, so that's going to be the first thing that we're going to do. So I'm going to quickly write that. We'll have g of x, and that's going to equal the opposite of x plus 4. Remember, we can never distribute over absolute value bars. If these were parentheses and it was a quadratic situation, you still cannot go inside the absolute value with this negative. Okay, order of operation prevents us from doing that. And so then I would have a -3. Okay, the next thing I want you to do is then shift this to the right 6. Okay, anytime it's a horizontal shift, we're doing that to the x. So when it's to the right, we're actually going to subtract 6. Okay, you did this for your homework. So I'm going to clean this up. So then we have g of x equals negative. And then inside we have a -6 plus 4, which just becomes a -2. Okay, and then we still have the -3 then. So again, when we move over 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, we're here at +2. This is showing that it's a shift to the right too. Okay, the last thing I want you to do is a vertical stretch. It makes sense that the factor is greater than 1. A stretch is the factor is greater than 1. We're going to have a factor of 3. So I need to put the 3 out front, and I'm going to multiply 3 times the absolute value. And then I also need to remember, don't forget, the -3 also needs to be multiplied, tripled. So your final rule would be -3 times absolute value of x minus 2, and then -9. Okay? So again, you've seen these problems on your homework. Please make sure you review that practice quiz. Ask questions on the practice quiz. Make sure you go over this. Watch some of the videos that you'll find in your ebook. If you're struggling with this, go back over the journal, look over the examples that we did in there, and you should be more than ready for this first quiz. Good luck.